Hadith, as is mentioned, into Christianity, Judaism, or any other pagan worship, etc. Meaning to say, let's pause for a moment and understand. This means to say that Allah has implanted the fitrah into the child. That same fitrah which Allah had implanted in the parents of this child when those parents had come into the dunya. And the silsila or the chain has continued from time immemorial. The fitrah has been put from time to time, generation to generation by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala into every newborn who comes into the dunya. Now, by the influence of environment, by the influence of the worldly and material situation, parents become inclined to one ideology or another. And they then impart that to their children. Fortunate for us, in particular here in Batley, and in particular with this masjid, this maktab of Medina Masjid, we are so blessed and so fortunate. And I've been observing during all my previous trips, and in particular this particular trip, where we've been through the madrasa, we've had a tour of the classes, of the program, of the syllabus, etc. We are so fortunate and blessed that we have an environment of deen. We have an environment of the consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we thank Allah that over and above the fitrah that Allah has given to our children as they are born, we have been influenced positively by the environment of our masjid, our madrasa and maktab. And it is up to us now, not just to maintain this, but to take it to the next level. Because indeed, as we look around, the world of materialism is very rapidly influencing us and our children day by day. The circumstance is becoming more challenging as we go along. The outside influences are actually greater than whatever we can come up, whatever we can present, whatever we can come up with for our children and our next generation. I'd like to congratulate you all as parents for the amazing participation that you have shown in terms of the children's Islamic education, Islamic upbringing, and in the instilling of the Islamic values and ethos. It is an obligation. Let me explain in few simple words. Mothers are indeed very close and very attached to their children, and rightfully so. That is the nature and the natural disposition of mothers. That is the nature that Allah has placed within them. A mother loves the child, is, as we usually say, we love them to bits. We are ready to do anything for our children. But in so doing, let us keep focus of exactly what we should be doing. A mother will ensure that the child never goes hungry. A mother will ensure that the child never goes unclothed. A mother will ensure that the child does not face any anxiety or distress in any way. Even if a child is not feeling well, is ill in any way, having a bout of flu or fever or sickness or illness, the mother will lose sleep in order to try and bring comfort to the child. All of this is extremely important, and it is a duty and obligation upon the mother. But then, this is only what relates to the material world, the dunya. What should the role of the mother be in terms of the spirituality, in terms of the deen, in terms of the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And this is where we need to make a greater effort over and above what we have been doing. MashaAllah, when I look at our community here, we find that the role of the mothers, they've played it so well. We have great scholars in our midst. We have great huffaz. The fact that we're going to have 10 young boys completing their hifz today, it's a major achievement. There are mothers out there who have given a great sacrifice to ensure that these young boys come to the completion of their hifz. And I'm sure it's the same with the young girls. MashaAllah, I had the pleasant news of the Alima class which is going on, and how, MashaAllah, our young girls are also going further with the Islamic knowledge and Islamic education. Which means, by and large, we are moving in the right direction. We are understanding our role and responsibility, not only in terms of the material comfort, the material needs and wants of our children, but also the spiritual needs and requirements, the attachment to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mothers, it is very important, just as it is important for fathers, but more so mothers, it is extremely important that we in the home create an environment of deen, an environment where everything focuses and centers around taqwallah, the consciousness of Allah Almighty. Mothers become very attached to their children. And when the children have to get married and move on, when they have to go on to the larger community and society, it's very, very painful for mothers to let go. And many a time we cling on to them. But you know what? We might go before they have to go. And this is where we need to prepare them. This is where we need to prepare ourselves to say, if we have instilled into them the correct values, the correct morals, the ethos, the basic etiquettes as required by the deen, then indeed for the sake of Allah Almighty, when we have to let go, or when either we depart or they move on into larger society, it becomes so much easier. They go in a manner where we are confident by the help of Allah that they will be able to stand up on their feet. We will not have the anxiety and the concern regarding their deen and their well-being, because the basic values would have been instilled in such a solid manner. Just drawing an example, MashaAllah, in this particular madrasa, the Quran and the recitation, the correct pronunciation, etc., is of such a high standard. And I've realized that it starts with the foundation. We went into the foundation class and we found that from that early age, within a few weeks, the children, with the great effort of the ustad which is put in, and obviously the vision which is there, from a very early age, within few weeks, they are able to gain the recognition of all the alphabet and all the phonetics, etc. So the foundation is extremely important. And then that is carried through, as we visited most of the other classes, stage by stage, going right up to the hifz class. Same way in our homes. The foundation needs to be solid. If that foundation is solid, and then it is carried through stage by stage as the child is growing and going through the different phases of life, the different physical changes, mental changes, social changes, which any and every child goes through. That's part of growing up. But if the foundation is strong, and then the effort is continued and maintained and sustained as we go along, we will have, MashaAllah, young boys, young girls, in fact we say young men and ladies who will be positive contributors not only to the Muslim community but to humanity at large. And this is the hope, this is the aim, this is the aspiration and the ambition. As Muslims, we are meant to lead the rest of humanity by example. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was not sent only for the Muslims. He was sent for entire humanity. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to him, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ, we have not sent you except as a mercy for all the worlds. His character, his conduct, his every aspect of his life was to bring about goodness for humanity. In fact, not just humanity, for all the other creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So yes, indeed, mothers, congratulations to you, and congratulations to all the family support that has been given to all the children in their Islamic education, in their Islamic morals, values and ethos. You should not only maintain it, but develop it even further. Indeed, maintain at all times very close link and contact with the right people in the field of Islamic education, in the field of Islamic knowledge. MashaAllah, you have a vibrant madrasa, well structured, and we can only make dua that Allah Almighty take it from strength to strength, and Allah Almighty preserve it for future progeny. As for the children, I would like to address you in a few simple words. Remember, you are the stars of this community. We look at you and we see great hope. We look at you as the future leaders of this community and of the entire nation or even the entire globe. Yes, you are young. Yes, it's at this stage, many of us, we're just going through a play and learn. But remember, just as you are young today, you will grow up. We were also young at some point. Your parents were also young at some point. They've come up, they've grown up. Your parents should be your first and primary role models. And then others in community and society who are leading in a wonderful and selfless manner. We need to be not selfish. We should not be thinking about each one thinking about himself or herself. We should be selfless. We should think of others. We should be sharing, caring, loving, concerned towards one and all. Because when everyone else is going to be uplifted, we will be uplifted. But if everyone else is drowning, we will also drown. So, young children, we see great hope. We regard you as our stars. You will be the leaders of this community and of this nation and humanity at large in a few years' time. And your foundation, at times, your ustads, at times your parents, your other family, extended family, maybe grandparents, they will put you through your paces. You may find some hardship, you may find some dislike, you may feel that it's a bit difficult, but you know what? We know and we believe by the will and the power of Allah, you have the potential. Every one of you. Let's take a look at the programs you have presented to date. If we look at these programs, someone recited Quran, someone went through the Arabic nasheed, someone the English speech, someone the Urdu nasheed. This potential is amazing. What you have done today, it's worth every commendation. We should be presenting certificates to every single one of you for what you have achieved. But you know what? Already Allah Almighty has recorded you as those who have achieved for the cause of His deen. The opportunities that you have in this madrasa and the opportunities that you have in this community, you should appreciate them. You should value them. Remember, there are young children, boys and girls in other parts of the world who do not get an opportunity to be able to learn the deen in the manner that you are learning. There are others who don't even have a home to live in. There are others who don't even have a meal to look forward to. We are blessed. Every single one of us blessed in so many ways. And whilst we enjoy the blessings of Allah, let us make dua to Allah for all others, young boys and girls across the globe who are going through difficulties and hardships, who do not have the opportunities to attend madrasa. And whilst we make dua for them, let us make sure that we make maximum use of the opportunities that we have. Let us attend madrasa on a regular basis. Let it become the highlight of our daily activities. Yes, we need to go to school. Yes, we need to fulfill other chores, etc. But the madrasa, the study of the deen, the gaining of the knowledge of deen, drawing closer to Allah, that should become the highlight of our day. And mashallah, I did witness this as we toured the madrasa yesterday, that the majority, if not all our children, have this eagerness. And I must commend, not to flatter the administration of the madrasa, but I must commend them for the amazing environment that has been created in this madrasa. And what touched me most was that they have this personal touch For every child, where a child is lagging behind, there is remedial study. Where a child is going through some difficulty, there is follow-up. And this can only be possible